Oh hey, got time for a quick story? Good. Grab a coffee and let's get into it. We all have a hero inside of us. Others send it to sleep, while some of us choose to wake it up every single day. But first, here's a story of a wizard and how he decided to become the hero that everyone needed. There once was a wizard named Arillatak, and at the ripe age of 16, he began to question why everyone was gathered by these rules around them. At the ripe age of 16, he began to question why everyone around him seemed so dull, almost as if everyone had lost their spark. He felt so full of energy and unbound by the laws that everyone else seemed to follow. He was very vocal about this discrepancy, but eventually people started to call him and his power crazy, so he decided to cease talking about it. Then the wizard was 17, and during his peak age, a plague came and wiped out the entire world. Society was shut down as we know it, and the wizard was forced into solitude, in which he found two great epiphanies. One was that he had an immense sense of pride and admiration for the life he had lived up until that point. All of the choices he had made had led him up to this point right here, and he felt vindicated. But then, as all good things come to an end, a second epiphany came crashing down upon him. Why? Why had he done all the things he had done? What was the meaning? And that stumped the wizard and caused his mind to break. There were sleepless nights and rough days and everything in between, as the wizard sought to carve out what remained of what little mind he had left. He began to seek what the meaning of life was and what his purpose was. And then one day, it came to him. He woke up one morning and made it as simple as this. He would no longer be bound by the rules, laws, natures, labels, and anything else society decided to label him and place upon him. He would be free to do what he wanted, when he wanted, and how he wanted to. And so that he did. With a sense of urgency, he fled and set off to embark on this quest. Later that year, they were having the wizard elections, and whoever won got to speak to all of the fellow wizards and inspire their hearts and minds. The wizard had found his purpose. He worked endlessly and studied endlessly day and night to craft his perfect speech. He lobbied and did everything he could to get in good graces and even build some social stature that he might not have had otherwise, because he knew if he could win and get the chance to speak to his peers, he would change their lives forever. It was his one chance to spread his message, and everyone would have to listen. Days flew by, weeks flew by. The wizard cared about nothing else except achieving his purpose and becoming head wizard. And then, when the day arrived and the election results came in, he was first place. And in second place was nowhere close. Finally, the day had come. The wizard dressed up in his finest robes, and as he walked out into the stage and into the Colosseum, he looked out at all of the other fellow wizards he had spent the last 4+ years with. He knew them all deeply and had a connection with each and every one of them. He took a deep breath and delivered one of his best speeches to date. It was perfect. Even to this day, fellow wizards come up to remind him how powerful his speech really was and what it really meant to them, and also what it did for them in their souls and their minds as it ignited their souls to come out and be free. He takes pride in knowing that his message was well received and that everyone found what they were really looking for inside of it. And then, he never saw any of them again. In fact, they never saw each other again, all those wizards from that day. Some time passed, and then one day, the wizard found that there was something gnawing at him from the inside. Something he was trying to ignore, something he hoped wasn't what he thought it was. So he decided to push it down. But the next year, the wizard bonded up and partied with some of the wizards he remembered from wizard school, and they went on fabulous adventures. They explored their newfound freedom and also explored all of the new lands that they had only seen in books up until this point. They traveled far and wide to get experiences they never thought they could get. And yet, even after all of those exciting moments, the wizard felt something gnawing at him again. The same feeling from earlier. The feeling that he wasn't chasing his dreams, that he wasn't free. So in the upcoming summer, the wizard left home and moved in with all of the other wizards in a shanty town in order to find out and truly experience what freedom really is. The shanty town was just that, shanty. But it was livable, and most importantly, it was free. Once in the town, everyone was made equals, they all bonded together, and they all shared pretty good experiences. They all made decisions as a group and lived as a group and were really one big union. They were surrounded by potions and mysterious alchemic substances they had never seen before, things they had only seen in the books, and also things people had told them to stay away from. The wizard was truly out in the wild and in the weeds now, and everything was going well until the cold came. This was the roughest part of the wizard's life to date. The constant chilliness and the isolation of everyone being stuck in their own homes. The wizard felt as if he was in a familiar situation, and he felt that same feeling creeping up on him. He wasn't chasing his dreams. He wasn't free. So the wizard planned and prepared and packed his bags and went out on his own once more. He prepared his knowledge and fortitude of his mind and searched really deep about what would truly fulfill him. What would stop this gnawing of the unconscious mind in the back of his head? So he packed up his bags and set off to live out on a cave where only he could be the sole proprietor. He would be responsible of his own destiny and no one else could tell him anything, and he wouldn't have to worry about taking care of things that weren't his or even just going out on his own. He was finally free. Those first days and weeks, he felt immense freedom, but then he had the best problem that he wished everyone could have. What dreams should I chase first? And so, the wizard set off to chase his dreams. He lived happily, and he decided that he was fulfilled, and as long as he was chasing his purpose, nothing could stop him. Who was that wizard? And what was his message? Well, his name was Kalitri. And his message? Wake up. It's your life, and no one can live it for you. But most importantly, chase your dreams, and don't let anyone stop you or tell you that you can't. Well, what did we learn today? If you feel lost, search deeply inside of yourself to figure out what gives you true meaning, fulfillment, and purpose. It won't be easy, but with time and effort, you can find what actually fuels you and ignites the soul inside of your body that I feel like a lot of people have lost. A lot of people have lost the spark to follow their dreams. Me, I lost it for a little bit, but I think it was just due to environmental circumstances. And so now I'm here to help every single one of you do a video at a time, find your purpose, reignite your dreams, so that way you can set off and live a life of meaningful fulfillment and purpose. As I said, my name is Kalitri, and I am the proprietor, the inventor of what it means to chase your dreams. And from now on, all of you who follow me, watch my videos, subscribers, all of y'all are now honorary dream chasers. And as long as you watch every video and take something from it, and I'll do my best to educate you on something that I think could help you, you can begin to start chasing your dreams. So, if you want more stories like this, you can subscribe to my newsletter down below. And most importantly, that's something to chew on in the meantime while I'll be gone. So, remember, you are what you eat, so digest something good. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.